If you liked what you saw in this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. If you'd like a free quote from Absolute Home Services, give us a call or send us an email. Today we're going to clean the inside and outside of these windows. Cleaning your windows once or twice a year can really make your house look great. We're going to clean the inside and the outside of the glass. We're also going to pull off the screens and clean all the screens. And we're going to clean the outside of the windows to get all this dirt off the tracks and the sills of the windows. Okay, we're all set up here to do the exterior window cleaning of the house, and we've got all our tools and equipment ready to go. So you're gonna need a ladder when you're doing window cleaning, obviously, to get up to some of the higher windows. You're gonna need a bucket, you're gonna need some soap, you're gonna need a washer, a squeegee, and 3 rags. We have a 3-rag system. We have 1 rag, which is our wet rag. That's what we use to clean it off initially to get all the real dirt and grime off. We have a 2nd rag, which is a cleaner rag that we use after we've done some cleaning. And then we've got our last rag that we keep in our back pocket. It's called the buffer. We only use that right at the end just to buff off the windows. So 3 rags, really important. These are the tools you need to get started. Okay, so step 1 of the 7 steps is to clean off around the whole window. And I'm gonna use my wet rag for that. So I've just done 1 quick pass with the wet rag, and as you can see, I've already got quite a bit of gunk on this. This is why you want to use a 3-bag system, because you certainly don't want this to be your buffer rag. Okay, step 2 is to actually wash the window. So we're gonna grab our washer, get it nice and soapy, and get it onto here. We wanna make sure we get it into all those edges. We wanna make sure we get it nice and wet. So we're gonna use our other rag. We're gonna use 2 fingers, and we're gonna do the top and side of the window. So we're at the squeegee. So we always wanna start at the top on the edges that we've just cleaned. We wanna go with lots of pressure and go right across. Clean it off with our rag. We wanna make sure that there's a bit of overlap onto the one before. Go across, clean it off. And I went horizontally on this, which made a bunch of passes. Another option is to go vertically, and you could just have to do 2 passes, but you have to have a bit more control to be able to do it all the way through. So step 5 is to clean the last 2 edges that we haven't cleaned yet. Pretty simple step. So step 6 is to use the wet rag and go around the edges and clean off all the excess water. So now we're gonna do the interior of the windows, and that's kind of really important because you can clean all the outside, but if the insides are dirty, it's not really gonna be as effective. So interior window cleaning is just like exterior, except you have to be a bit more careful because you can't be spraying water all over the interior of somebody's house. So we've got a drop sheet here that we're gonna use to make sure that no water gets onto their nice hardwood floors. And you can see here we've got a screen, so we also clean the screens because we're gonna clean the inside of the window, the outside, and the screen. So we'll start by pulling out the screen and cleaning it right inside. Okay, so we're gonna put it on this drop sheet here. So if any excess water gets put on there. And we're gonna use the washer. We're gonna make sure that the washer isn't full of water. So I'll put that there for a sec. I'm just gonna get rid of any excess water on this squeegee or this washer so that it's not dripping all over the place. And I'm gonna clean both sides of the screen. Okay, so we're gonna use our rag to clean off. There's lots of water you see inside of all of the holes there. So we're gonna use our rag to clean it off. Some people like to take the screens out, hose them off, but we find this is the most efficient and effective way. When you're using it by hand with the washer and the rag, you really get the best results to get the screens cleaned. All right, now we got a nice clean screen. We can start working on the glass. Okay, so we're gonna do the inside cleaning of this window, and we're gonna use the 7 steps to cleaning a window, and we're gonna use the 3-rag system. So you wanna have a wet rag, you want to have a damp rag, and you want to have a buffer rag. This rag has to be super dry to be used just for the end. and your wet rag isn't the same as an exterior rag. You don't want it to be sopping wet, and you don't need it to be because the inside of a window is not as dirty as the outside. So step 1, clean the outside of the window. Step 2 to the cleaning process is to actually wash the window. Now this will be really wet, and on the outside of the house that's really nice, but on the inside we don't want all this excess water, so we're going to clean it off a bit so it's not dripping everywhere on their house. Get rid of that excess water. Want to make sure that we get it really wet. Want to make sure we get really into the edges and the corners. So step 3 is to clean 2 edges with your 2 fingers. Step 4 is to use the squeegee. Make sure it's nice and dry. Give it a nice little clean before you go after it. Start on the corners that you cleaned with your fingers and go nice and hard from top to bottom. Again, make sure you clean your squeegee off. And as you can see, it's a little harder when you go top to bottom than horizontally. You've got to keep lots of control going through. So next time I think I'll go horizontal. So a quick tip when you're using the squeegee is you want to have the angle like this versus like this. And you don't need to push too hard. So you just want to make sure you have that angle out nice and a nice little bit of pressure on the window. So step 5 is to clean the last 2 edges that we didn't clean the first time with our fingers. Step 6 is just to clean off any loose water we might have around the window. On the interior we didn't use as much water, so it's a little bit, but there still is some drips over here. We want to have it nice and dry for them especially on the inside of the window. Step 7, most important step, is to inspect the window to make sure that there is no dirt or anything left over. We take our buffer rag if we see anything. We just use 1 finger, take a good look around and make sure we did a good job. And if you see anything, just give it a little clean. Okay, so we just finished up cleaning the interior of the windows with our 7-step process and our 3 rags. Biggest difference on the inside is just to make sure you're careful with the water. You're not splashing it all around, leaving a nice dry space for your customer. We cleaned the screen as well. We're gonna put that back in. The place is looking great. If you liked what you saw today, you can like or subscribe to Absolute Home Services, or you can give us a call and we can give you a free quote and we can come around and clean all your windows for you.